Daniela is our first showcase speaker, Daniela Casetta, and she's here to flip the script on networking, showing us how real connection is built on listening, authenticity, and generosity. Get ready for an experience that proves networking can be practical, joyful, and full of possibilities. Put your hands together for Daniela!
Mike?
Yes. Just Danielle, hold on a second. We've got 9 minutes. It's going to be shown by Paulina. The green.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the red.
Mm-hmm.
You feeling good?
Yes.
All right.
Raise your hand if you think a network is a task. A box to check? A performance to survive? Yes. Some of you, yes. So, can you recognize yourself in this situation? You enter into the room like you have lost a bet. Your smile is frozen. You offer a handshake and accidentally interrupt someone's sentences. Then it's time for the dreaded small talk. You ask what they do, forget what they said, and then panic and start talking about the weather. You laughed too loudly at a joke that you didn't hear. You give your business card upside down, and you finish by yourself, standing next to the snack table, pretending that you are checking your very, very important WhatsApp messages. Classic. I have heard people saying, I hate networking. But I don't think people hate connecting. I think they hate how networking is usually done. Superficial and fake. And what if we could do differently? What if we could shift the stories from pressure to play, from strategy to sincerity, from awkward to uplifting? Let's start by remembering what networking is. Networking is a creation of relationships based on trust. Creation of relationship based on trust. And what if networking could be, dare I say, fun? Wait, networking fun in the same sentence? Yes. I know it's possible. I'm proof of that. 15 years ago, I landed in Geneva. No family, no friends, no connections. I can't speak French. And starting from zero in a new country is humbling. I asked myself what I'm going to do to meet people. Well, as I love to dance, I started doing my salsa class. I can't speak French, so I start my French class. I still remember when I started dating my ex, and his stepfather passed away. I said to his mom, I'm so sorry, my condolences. When you be the crémaillère instead of crémation. It was not fun. Step by step, I started to create my personal and my professional network, my support team. And slowly, connection by connection, I built a community. Not just for me, for others too. I always have been generous in life, and one of my favorite quotes is, "You give and the universe give you back." So I was there, sharing, smiling, offering help and support to my friends and to my network. What I didn't realize at the moment that I was laying in the foundations that I call today the fundamental networking method. FUN. F for focus on active listening. U for unlock authenticity. N for nurturing long-lasting relationships. And fun, enjoy the journey. I know, putting networking and fun in the same sentence feels like a paradox, but I believe this is the real, human, and authentic approach to building relationships that last. Let me walk you through the 4 pillars to make sure your networking will be fun. Let's talk about F for focus on active listening. When most of people network, they think, how should I introduce myself? What should I say? But the real connection starts when you listen first. Be curious. Ask good questions. Be open-minded. And then pause and truly listen. But not only hearing the words, truly practicing active listening. I once met a lady in a networking event called Jessica. Jessica is Canadian, very, very introverted person. I remember that she barely spoke during the whole evening. But she listened each person carefully. She might ask 2-3 meaningful questions. She rephrased what they said. She made them feel heard. A few weeks later, Jessica received a proposition for a job and interview. And she told me that they did that proposition because they felt they could trust her after the short interaction. Jessica practiced the active listening, and that made the whole difference. Because people who listen, truly listen, are the ones who leave the last impression. But be careful. I'm not saying that you should not talk about yourself, because it's a conversation in the end. But you can apply the rule 80-20%. It's 80% about the other person and 20% about yourself. So, next time you have the opportunity to connect, remember, try shifting the spotlight. Don't worry to say the right thing, but focus on listening. That is what builds trust. That is what people remember. We talk about F for focus on active listening. Let's see the U, unlock authenticity. Forget the elevator pitch and forget the polished image. Authenticity is magnetic. When we show up as your real self with your quirks, imperfections, accent, and all, something incredible happens. You give others permission to do the same. And then is when trust begins. I recently understood why people connect with me and why they trust me. And it happens because I am who I am. I am Daniela. And I don't pretend to be someone else. So this is me. I love to eat, I love to connect, but I hate to cook. So if I invite any of you to my place for dinner, will be raclette or pizza. I speak 5 languages, but none of them are perfectly, and all of them with my charming Brazilian accent. Bonsoir, mesdames et messieurs, et buonasera a tutti. What I'm trying to say is that authenticity is the courage to embrace who you are. Express yourself honestly, regardless of external pressures or expectations. So, when we finish our performance and we go out of the theater, remember, you don't need to prove anything here. Just be yourself. And what happens? People share stories. They laugh, they cry, they connect. There is no competition, only community. We share, we care, we support, we celebrate. Because when people feel safe to be authentic, connection is not forced, it flows. Let's see, we talk about F for focus on active listening, U for unlock authenticity. Let's go for the N, nurturing long-lasting relationships. We all have been in a networking event, met someone, great conversation, and then poof, never heard again from that person. Networking is not speed dating. It's not a quick wins. It's planting seeds that grow over time. Stay in touch. Do a follow-up. Send an article that could be interesting. Celebrate an anniversary or a new job position. Remember, quality beats quantity always. It's not about how many business cards we collected during an event, but it's more about, can I refer that person for that job position? Best relationships I have today didn't happen overnight. They have been nurtured through small gestures, consistency, care, and support. And I know that some of my network is here tonight to support me. That is what makes networking meaningful. Not how many people you meet, but how you maintain the ones that are important for you. So, talking about F for focus on active listening, U for unlock authenticity, N for nurturing long-lasting relationships. Let's see the fun. Enjoy the journey. Ask yourself, what can I do to contribute? How can I contribute to that event? It's also your responsibility to be curious. It's mine. Open-minded and enjoy meeting others. Networking doesn't need to be stiff, doesn't need to be serious. Do you know what happens when people are in a relaxed environment? They light up. They connect better. They remember each other. When we bring joy into a room, we open for opportunities. So, let's go back to the beginning. Do you remember that room in the beginning that we entered and we didn't know how to connect and it was awkward? That is not how networking should be. But imagine a room full of joy and laughter and authenticity. That is how networking should be. And it's not a dream, it's a choice. And it depends on each of us. So remember the fundamental networking method. If you focus on active listening, if you unlock authenticity, show who you are. If you nurture long-lasting relationships, you create that universe. You create something bigger than just a contact. So this is my invitation for you for tonight. When we leave the performance and we go out for drinks, don't ask, who should I meet? But ask, who can I lift up today? Which meaningful question can I ask? How can I support you? Be the listener. Be yourself. Enjoy the moment. Because tonight, I want to see all of you creating a fun networking event.
Daniela. How do you feel?
Amazing!
Yeah, what a buzz, huh? All that work,
Exactly.
It was worth it.
Yes.
One thing that we must apologise for, we had some crackling.
I heard.
Yes, so the microphone, we need to make sure it's closer to the cheek.
I heard
okay?
Yes.
And I wanted to interrupt, but I didn't dare, so something to think about next time. But well done. Good job. Thank you, Daniela.